Money TV.
Financial literacy is one of the other issues when it comes to financial decision making. Talk to us. What's the first of all, what is financial literacy and what's its importance to every individual?
Well, I like to put it this way. Financial literacy is basically getting information that will take you to your financial goals the fastest way possible. Okay? That could be dealing with yourself as a person, dealing with your situations, and now dealing with the money that comes your way. Okay? And for me, it moves from when you don't have money, all the way to when you have money, because you need to understand your situation. So for me, it's about...
Hold it right there. There's something you said there that I've actually never thought of. All the way from when you don't have money to even when you have money. Yes. Because sometimes we make the assumption that it is only those who don't have money who need financial literacy.
In fact, most people, when I go to places, especially when I'm dealing with guys below 35, they're like, so how do I become rich? What's the best place to invest? I'm like, dude, probably you need to be broke for you to appreciate, where you need to be. Because like I said, I'm yet to meet an idiot when it comes to money. So people have ideas. And you see, even if we are twins, even if we have the same income, even if we have the same expenses, our solutions can never be the same. Okay? So when you're seeking for financial literacy, is evaluating where you're going, and solidifying your goals and knowing this is where I'm going, and looking for ways to get you there faster. And goals, sometimes people think goals is just looking for money accumulating to buy something. Goals could be as simple as coming out of debt. Especially these digital loans. It could be simple goals, even learning how to even plan and doing a budget. It is depending now on your challenges. And that is where financial literacy starts with, like I said, understanding your money personality, knowing where you are, understanding why you're where you are. Okay? And then looking for ways to get out of it.
I like that understanding why you're where you are.
Exactly.
Because many of us think it was just bad luck, I was not born in the right family, I don't have a good job, that's why I'm where I am.
And then you see now, especially now, if people don't understand where you are, if you don't understand your season, pastor will be before, the scripture that we give before we say before we give.
Yes.
You're the head and not the tail.
And not the tail.
And God will
and not
provide according to his riches in glory. At that particular time, God has put you in a place whereby your script is Lazarus, the poor man. At that season in your life, your script right now, at that particular time you're there, you'll end up being frustrated because you don't understand the context of why you're where you are, So it's always good to find out, because you'll not be moved. God knows where I am. Yes. Okay. You want to tell me that God would not have actually changed the situation when Lazarus was still alive? Because, when you look at the flow of that story, the rich man died and he was buried, that's it. Lazarus went to heaven. You see, when you see the details of the two cases are very different. So it's only later that the guy realized, by the way, it was better for me to be a Lazarus in the story. Yes, because it had more significance. So understanding where you are financially, you will not be frustrated. People will be laughing at you and looking at them thinking, wow, I had fans.
The whole concept of financial literacy, is it upon everybody to get it for themselves?
It is law, it is oxygen. Because for us, at some point, you will have to earn money.
Yes.
Even student, if you have a young one who is above 6 years, they understand what money is.
They're not idiots.
Yes. And some of them will have very good ideas. They will even help you negotiate. Teach them. And financial literacy is not a book that you'll buy from Amos. It's daily learning. Learn a lesson a day about money. Learn something. Learn today. I can avoid having my land lying idle. Those people who bought na huko Kamulu.
Yes, what Okumu.
Yeah,
we can see.
Once in a while, I'll have bananas in my car. Why? Because the plots I bought before development, whenever I go there, I carry several bunches. When they ripen, I sell to people. They fuel my car, you understand? A simple lesson whereby to small expenses that you face daily can be met passively. That's a lesson. So financial literacy is not where you have to sit in a whole day with training with Amos to train you on personal finance. Teach yourself these things. As long as it can reduce one of your expenses, or it can increase your income.
I like the simplicity of that, because sometimes I think we don't really know what we have. That's one of the things I realized back when we were doing a radio show together, that a lot of us have stuff we don't know is of value, and so it's lying idle. The pieces of land in Kamulu, or the things in our homes that we can actually convert into finances that can help us get to another level.
Exactly. Yeah. And even your talents. And especially to you, if you have those, there's some people who are actually more talented than others, and you're stuck somewhere in employment because of security. Remember, that is a bribe to keep you away from your goals. And you know yourselves, yes. It's a bribe your employer gives you to keep you away from your talents. Yes. Wow. So you have to discover yourself. Self-awareness is very important.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Even as we wrap up this conversation, when we look at money from your perspective as a financial coach, is there enough for everybody? Can we ever get to a place where everybody has what they need? Because it almost seems like the scale is always tilted. Those who have so much, they don't know what to do with it. Those who don't have, they are just living in a life that you wouldn't even want to think humanly possible. Is it ever possible to get to a place where we are in a kind of situation where everybody has enough? Yeah, let's not even talk about wealthy or rich. Let's just say everybody has enough to meet their basic needs. Is it possible?
It is, but it depends on the process of acquiring it. If you have no story to how you created your money, if there is no story, first of all, it will never be enough, and it will never satisfy you if the process is wrong.
Okay.
Today, if I ask you how much money do you need right now to do some of the projects you need, and you'll never have to borrow again, do you know, on average, you don't need more than 20 million in your entire life? Not even 2010. But most of us want to, so-and-so took 50 million in a bag, in a gunia. So if I can be able to get half of that, and most of it is going towards spending. So if your mindset is wrong, and you acquire the wealth in the wrong process, you'll never be satisfied. Yeah. Because what if, the other day I was talking to a certain pastor and he made me laugh. His friend was telling him, we have a church and we are trusting God for a piece of land and we are building, So the guy's like, okay, I was in your church. So you're 13 of you. 5 of them are children. 2 of you, the wife, husband and wives. So the congregation, what do you need a house? What do you need land for?
Yeah.
And what makes you think that God wants you to have land at that particular time?
Because it's our culture. It's our culture. It's interesting you bring that. It's interesting you bring that up, Amos, because even for me, last week I was just talking to a friend of mine who was very frustrated, and they were telling me about this pastor friend of theirs. They have a nice place that they meet for church, but now they want to build a 40, 50 million building, and he's asking what for?
Exactly. And you see, now we've converted. The struggles that the world is having outside there are the same struggles we're having. We want a financial breakthrough, they want. Yeah? So the script must change. Even in your own family. What makes you think that God wants you to have, that you feel like you need a house to live in? What makes you think so?
My own house.
Just a title. And then, by the way, when you're doing a balance sheet, a house to live in is not an asset. So it's just money lying there. for pride and show off. That's it. You know, on the day you're buried, you need like a small 6 by 6 by 3. Everybody. And we cry a bit, then
life moves on.
We leave you in the bush somewhere. Yeah. You know, so it's up to us. Let these things not move us.
Okay.
Yes, let them not move us. But money, you can even be satisfied without the money. I've learned to be content.
Yes.
Both in plenty and in need. Yes.
A friend of mine says, stay broke, stay hungry. Yeah, just stay broke and stay hungry to learn. Every day you're learning something new.
Because at the end of the day, you're not taking anything with you.
I think that's what we forget. Well, we're about out of time. What would you say as your parting shot, especially to those people who, these are some of the things they're struggling with when it comes to their finances, or those who are caught up in a whirlwind that they don't know how to get out of? What would you tell them?
One of the things I tell people, peace of mind. I'd rather be broke, but have a peace of mind.
Yes.
You know, because we are getting so attached and it's affecting our health. Trust you me, today, even the illnesses we get, most of them are stress related.
Yeah.
And I'm speaking mostly to the men. It is okay to tell your wife, by the way, we can't afford.
Yeah.
It is okay to tell your girlfriend, I can't afford.
Yeah.
It is okay to tell your children, I can't afford. But even make it better. Involve them. Ask them, how can we afford?
Yeah.
You know, if we can get to that place and we stop caring about what people say, because people will talk.
Yeah.
I tell you, people will talk. They have asked Moses. He will give you a description. Yes. You know, and people will always talk. But as long as you know what you're doing, you know where you are, you know where your heart is,
where you're going.
Yes, and accept. Even in counseling, I've gone through counseling, and one of the things I've been taught to is how to cope. You know, how to cope, how to adjust. Yeah. Yes, because what the worst could happen? It's not you being broke, my friend. Even death may not be the worst thing, you know, but it's also making that impact. Who are we going to remember you for? You'd be shocked, Jemo, the lives that you've touched. Yeah? People say, you're doing a matter. The lives you've touched more lives than some of the billionaires we've seen here. Yes. So you have to accept, cope with your situation. Seek help when you have to. Yeah? But it's okay to get to a point whereby you tell people, you know what? We can't afford the house we were paying rent. Let's move. I can't afford the car I was driving. Let's walk. We can't even afford a house. Let's share duties. You understand? Let's be real. Because at the end of the day, sometimes, like I said, it's your peace, your inner peace is much more important than anything. Yes. Because that is what will take you to the next level.
Amos, thank you. Your inner peace is very important. Guard it with everything that you have. I like that because I've heard that somewhere else about the importance of the peace of mind. Health set, heart set, mindset. Those three things, you guard them with everything that you have. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I hope that the nuggets we have shared today are beneficial to you. Remember, once again, Umeme City Rooftop Solar Simplified as a sponsor for this podcast. And if you need solar energy to work with, talk to them. They'll hook you up, and they'll hook you up big. Spread the word around. If this podcast is beneficial to you, tell several people to come on board and watch it as we continue building a community. Have a great day.
Next time on Clean Money Wednesday.
Let's talk about income today. You know, everybody is looking for an income, but do we really understand what income is? Are there various types of income that we need to talk about, learn, and understand so that we can benefit from this? Well, today I'm joined by a financial coach. Thank you so much, Margaret, for being with us.
Thank you, Jimo.
Appreciate your input even before we hear it, because we know it's going to be great.
Asante.
Income, this income thing. When we talk about income, what are we really talking about?
I will define income in very simple terms as a reward that you get for any service or any product that you actually make a sale on.
Clean Money TV.